Hello everybody, I'm sorry you're going to have to humour me. This isn't my usual Predator videos, although there is another one coming soon. I need to get this off my chest, so I thought, you know what, I'll stick it on my channel. I'm sick to fucking death of these SJW type characters. They just... What's happened? They just seem to have sprung up over the last 12 months or so. A bunch of wankers waiting to be fucking offended that think they know that you know what pisses me off the most about these people? They think they've got a good grip on reality, and it's it's like part of me, like half of me is in total like amusement and the other half is like just totally frustrated. It's just fucking nuts. For anybody that isn't like aware, I envy you. You probably like, you know, stay away from the internet kind of thing, but it's like these people that are social justice warriors that run around looking for an opportunity to be offended at, like, let's just say someone makes a comment that could be geared to, you know, geared towards women or something, and they'll call you like a sexist, or you'll make a comment in relation to a certain race and they'll call you racist, because it's like everybody's so fixated on like everybody fitting in. The thing is, what people don't realise, if you have to try to be nice, you're not fucking nice. Basically, being a good person, or well, it's not even being a good person. If you have to be a good person, it means you're fucked. It means you're secretly sort of at conflict. It comes naturally. To be sort of good, or you've just got to be true to yourself. You know, you don't be good by trying to be good. You allow the goodness which is in you already to come out, and that's what these motherfuckers don't realise. And you know what? It's fine. Everybody has their own journey. But what's pissing me off is they're shoving it in people's faces now. It's all over the place. You can't put, you know, I don't know why I subject myself to Facebook. I don't go on there often, but there is a few people that I know. One might say that they're not true friends, but I'd lose contact with if I wasn't on Facebook. And whether I'm just using that as an excuse, but no. So when I click onto Facebook, the fucking shit. I mean, I've unfollowed 99% of my friends, because 99% of the people, well, they're not, most of them are not friends, but more acquaintances. But the shit that people come out with, I just unfollowed them, because I'm not interested in what people are having for the tea, or how a great life they're trying to project. There is the odd person that only posts stuff that's quite funny. So, but that's very, very few and far between. And I've noticed as well, those people that I've unfollowed, so I don't, you know, I don't see their stories. It's a lot of people at work. They've kind of shunned me because I don't like the posts anymore. Of course, that's the impression that I get. This is just going to be me ranting for a while, guys. So I do apologise. I suppose you've turned it off already if you don't want to listen to it. But yes, so you go on Facebook, and one of the things I saw a couple of weeks ago, which really fucking summed it up, which I just thought, you know what, as a species, we're up against it here. Someone put a comment on about no, it was a photograph, or was it a photograph or a video? It must have been a photograph about dogs, and it had a picture of a pit bull. Now, pit bulls in England, as I'm sure in a lot of places, can be known to be quite aggressive dogs. I think they're responsible for quite a lot of like vicious attacks. Only in my area, only a couple of miles from where I live, a pit bull fucking savaged a young girl. There's no point going into that, but just suffice to say, they can be quite vicious. Anyway, somebody put a photograph up and said, "This is a pit bull. His name is Harry. He has never hurt a fly. Do not judge a book by its cover." I'm like, whoa, 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 fucking hang on a minute. So now we're having fucking social justice warriors talking about breeds of fucking dogs. It's like, don't judge a dog. What? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Not only have we got these motherfuckers running around fucking defending the honour of women and fucking whatever that they've never met, they're fucking doing it for dogs now. And I thought, do you know what? We're fucked, aren't we? And it's just fucking... I suppose the thing that really... It's really to get into me more, which kind of has, you know, spurned this video on. It's kind of the Star Wars thing. Because it's all gone fucking crazy. But I'll get to that in a minute. You know, I couldn't do a video like this without mentioning Star Wars, so I do apologise. But, you know, I've done videos... You know, most people know I do, like, every so often, I do live streams or participate in live streams. Sorry, Adam. On Adam's second channel, I Wreck Everything. And a few months ago, I mentioned some comments about, like, because I was, like, doing online dating, and I said, you know, I can't remember exactly what it was I said, but it was something along the lines of, you know, when I'm, like, looking for people, I only, I'm quite picky, and, you know, I sort of mentioned my insecurities as well, and said that, you know, when fucking people message me, who I don't find attractive at all, I get a bit fucking, you know, what the fuck's all this about, and then... Like the week after, on one of my videos on here, there was like, what, 50 thumbs down, loads of people giving me shit, and then someone put a video up on they copied the segment that I'd said on that video and made their own video of it and called me some names, and I'm like, what a freak. Let's be honest, right, in YouTube terms, I'm a fucking nobody. And never have been. You know, I had a few subscribers for a bit of a niche with regard to TCAT. And all these people thought they'd waste their fucking own time trying to, like, with some kind of half-hearted, pathetic smear campaign. And this went on for a few weeks. And then some gobshites running around the TCAT community, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but there is a few. Was it Phil DeBin or something? I don't know whether he was real or not. I get the feeling that his comments were designed to wind me up, and to be fair, it did succeed a little bit. If that person's comments are real, I really feel fucking sorry for you. But he was like babbling on, or it could even be she for all I know. They were babbling on, going, "Oh, you've offended. You need to apologise, Andrew, to the people you've offended." Who have I offended? Where are they? It's like, what you have is you have people that, like, are defending the honour of other people that they've never met. So basically, you've not only got people that are waiting to be offended, you've got people that are waiting to be offended on behalf of other people. So I'd apparently made sexist comments, and yet this bloke, if he is a bloke, was offended for other people. What? Have you got nothing better to do with your fucking life? What a fucking bunch of you fucking pathetic bastards. Oh my god. You know, no matter how much meditation I do and how many spiritual texts I read, I don't think I'll ever be able to truly grasp how pathetic some human beings are. But from the same point of view, you know, I do understand that you've got to let people be. But I suppose the lines cross for me when people start interfering with fucking Star Wars and ruining that. For anybody that doesn't know, very briefly, Episode 8, The Last Jedi, was ruined because they spent far too much time trying to fill the diversity quotas and trying to put political messages in there, and they've just, you know, they just ruined it. As far as, you know, anybody that's a real Star Wars fan will know that movie is a total disaster. It's fucking appalling. Well, no, as an actual film, if it was a standalone movie that had nothing to do with the Star Wars saga, you'd be like, you know, it wasn't too bad, that. It was fun. But in context of the Star Wars trilogy and what Star Wars meant, it is a fucking abomination. I can't even put it into words. Some friends came around last night, and they're nerds like me, and we were watching the World Cup. Well, Spain and Portugal, what a match. And we were having a bit of a chat. I nearly cried at one point when I was going on a rant about it. I actually got on the floor and nearly fucking cried. I was like, you know, it means more to me than movies. And I know people might be saying that's sad, and you might be right, but it does mean a lot to me. I've grown up with the movies. Me and my friends have always talked about it, and there's so much fun inherent to sort of discussing it. And oh, Luke could do this, and what about that villain, and where did they come from? And I think such a body here kicks up, but it's just good, harmless fun. And what was great about Star Wars is no one gave a fuck about the characters, what race they were, what colour they were. No one cares. No one cares if it's a woman or a man, or if you're black or white or fucking pink or green, like you know, the alien. No one gives a fuck. But yet, for some strange reason, in The Last Jedi, like, I know what we'll do is we'll put this woman in there who's like the head of such a thing. We'll give her purple hair and make her a feminist. And what we'll do is we'll make her humiliate the male characters, and all the male characters in the film will fucking demean them. There's no coincidence. If you look at that movie, right, every female character in that film had a prominent role, and was like really shining good example to everybody. Like Holdo sacrificed herself, Leia is Leia and flew through the earth, through space like Mary Poppins. Rey is the greatest warrior the galaxy's ever seen without a day's training. Rose Tico saved fucking Finn from sacrificing himself and stopped him from having a good meaning. Every male character in that film is a joke. They humiliated Poe. General Hux is a fucking megalomaniac. They killed Snoke. Luke Skywalker's a homicidal fucking coward. And Finn's a bumbling idiot. And Poe was humiliated. It's like, where does it fucking end? When you had the original and you had Princess Leia, I don't remember anybody whinging she was a woman. It was great. You had a strong female character in there that was written. It wasn't, George Lucas didn't write it to change the world. It was because it was a damsel in distress. He was telling an old story that's told throughout the ages, and that inherently inspired women. To be fair, Rey in Episode 7... Right, sorry guys, Star Wars rant, I'll have to continue. Rey in Episode 7 was a great character, and they've just destroyed her. And you know, I've told this story before, but it's really it really highlights the kind of world we're living in and the people that we have to deal with now. Has anybody seen Collider videos on YouTube where they do, like, you know, it's a movie show, they do shows about movies and reviews and things like that. And they have a show every week called Jedi Council, which is like an hour and a half long Star Wars show where they talk about all the latest news and things like that. So I was a member of a Facebook group called Collider Jedi Council, briefly, and one week I reluctantly put a comment on the Facebook group and said what a joke Rey is. I can't remember what the story was that I commented on, but I said Rey's a shit character, and that's what I believe, because, you know, she wasn't, but she's been turned into this. My point was that there's no character development. She can do everything without a day's training, without any hardship, and that's not life. That's not what you should be teaching young girls and women, you know, that you can get to where you want to be without any hardship or hard work. What a load of bollocks. What's that teaching people? She's the greatest swordsman. She's the greatest pilot. She's the greatest gunner. She can use the Force better than anybody, and she's not had a single day's training. And it's just fucking ludicrous. So I commented on that, and someone actually said, isn't it interesting how you've got a problem with the female character, but yet the male character, Kylo Ren, you don't have an issue with? And this person said something along the lines of, I can't remember exactly how they worded it. What does that say about you, Andrew? And I thought, surely that's a wind-up, and I didn't buy it. I thought, no, it's someone winding me up that. And then I thought, hang on a minute. I looked at this guy's profile, and it was fucking... Do you know what, like, his profile picture, not profile picture, was it background picture on Facebook it was a picture of him at Disneyland, and I thought, hey up, here we've got a fucking guy who who's like, you know, he'll fucking love anything that Disney throws down his throat. So I was like, I bit, didn't I? And I was like, I says, hang on a fucking minute, mate. I don't have a problem with Kylo Ren because he's been trained for 10 years and he's gone through lots of hardship. And that's why he's as good a warrior as he is. Rey hasn't been through a fucking day's training. And this guy wouldn't have it. And it got to the point, I posted a picture of a tattoo I have. And within this tattoo, there is a small picture of Rey in it that was done after episode 7 because I loved the character. And I said, right, you accusing me of being sexist. Here is a picture of this female character that I'm allegedly being sexist towards. So how can I be a sexist? And this guy still wouldn't have it. And his response was, you're only having a go at her because she hadn't been trained by a man. And I, at that point, said, right. I think I actually put a laughing face and didn't bother responding. You got to know when to walk away as well. Because with some people, even... You know, even when you're right, or even when you quite clearly point out that they are wrong, they won't admit it. Some people would sooner die than admit that they're wrong, and that is a huge indicator of someone with a big ego, because to be wrong to the ego is to die. And if you've got someone that can't admit they're wrong, it means they've got a massive ego. Now, I still have an ego, strangely enough, in case you haven't noticed, but it is diminishing and I'm trying to get rid of it, and that's the whole purpose of the spiritual journey. But of course, you know, if I didn't have an ego at all, I wouldn't be making this video, because none of this would bother me, but it does. And it bothers me when they fucking interfere with Star Wars. And what's happening at the moment, it's really interesting. In case anybody doesn't know, the latest Star Wars movie has been a box office disaster. It's lost money. A lot of it, not all. There's two main reasons why. And it was a friend of mine came around last night and he said, I wasn't interested in seeing Solo because the last movie was so shit. That is a huge reason why it's failed. Another reason is it's not a great movie. I've seen it once, reluctantly, but you know, I'm a Star Wars fan. I won't be seeing it again, and I won't be purchasing the Blu-ray. I didn't purchase the Blu-ray for The Last Jedi. So on me alone, they've lost money. On me and my friends alone, they've lost shitloads of money. And the point is, because they're shoving the politics down people's throats, people are not interested. People want a good story. 99% of people are alright people that don't care about race, they don't care about gender, they're not interested in any of that, and they just want a good fucking story. What Disney have done, which is really interesting, they know they've fucked up. Not only is the sort of... There was political messages in episode 8. There was a subplot on a casino planet, and this woman was babbling on about like people with money and how they're the they're the villains and all this, and if they were babbling on about cruelty to animals, you're like, oh my fucking word, where are you going with this? It was just a fucking disaster. Anyway, because of that, the Star Wars fandom, if you can call it that, nerds like me, it's been split in two. It's just everybody's so upset with what they've done. They've destroyed the whole trilogy, and it's quite evident because the last movie has failed so spectacularly. They have to make changes, and they know they're going to have to make changes. But what they've done is, there was the character that played Rose in The Last Jedi, Kelly Marie Tran. She a couple of weeks ago had to delete Instagram. Now the story was, I think this story was put out there by Disney and Lucasfilm, was that it was because she was being bullied on Instagram because of her race or something along those lines. I know that that's bullshit. Right, she will have been subjected to some kind of harassment, but no more than anybody else. But what Disney have cleverly done is they've released that story deliberately to try and make it the fault of Star Wars fans that things have gone tits up. So rather than admit that they fucked up by making #1 a shit film in The Last Jedi, #2 another shit film in Solo that nobody fucking wanted, they've turned it round to make it the fault of the fans and say, look what you're doing, you've harassed this poor woman and she's had to delete her Instagram, and look what you've done and it's your fault. It's unbelievable. Now, of course, a movie studio isn't going to come out and release a statement and say, we really apologise for making terrible movies. But because they've not just made bad... Look at the prequels, right? the prequels were, I didn't mind them. I didn't like the Phantom Menace, but on the whole, I thought they were great. I didn't have a problem with them, but a lot of people didn't like them. But George Lucas wasn't trying to shove equality down people's throats. He picked characters and actors based on their ability and the place within the story. There were black actors, there were black feet, you know, there was diversity within it. It wasn't, but they're going out of the way, Disney, to fill diversity quotas. Do you not realise by doing this, you're creating the very problem that you're trying to get rid of? It's like where I work, right? The positive discrimination. If you're of a certain ethnic minority, you get special help in applying for jobs. Is that fair? It's fucking, what is going on? It should be on your ability to do the job and nothing more. You know, people of an ethnic background don't need more help than me, and I don't need more help than them. It's fucking nonsense. Oh, God. Yeah, so, you know, with all this new stuff going on, it's just basically the fandom's been torn and within the Star Wars universe, and it's going crazy, and it's so disappointing. You've got people around every corner waiting to be offended in every corner of life. You can't say this, you can't say that. Well, to you I say fuck off. I'll say what the fuck I want. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can't say that about women. Well, you know, let's look at it logically, right? If someone is a sexist or a racist or whatever, I mean, I'm not even sure what that means anymore. But let's just say someone doesn't like women. I mean, it's bizarre to even say it. If someone has got a thing against women, right, let's just say as a whole, then that person isn't worth bothering with. And what does it matter what they think? They've clearly got issues. Let them resolve them. But no, you've got these gobshites running around waiting to be offended, and also people running around waiting to be offended on the behalf of other people. It's like, look at, you know, you wouldn't believe the fucking shit I've had on my YouTube channel, right? Considering all I do is talk about sex offenders, and, you know, I have got a big gob in case you haven't noticed, so occasionally I will speak my mind, so I suppose I get it. But generally speaking, all I do is talk about law. I've never personally attacked anybody, ever. I've never, despite having disagreements within, I mean, the community, if you want to call it that. I've always tried staying on the fringes because it just didn't sit right with me. You know, let people do what the fuck they want. But it's like, there's always been a certain, no matter what I talked about, there's always been, no matter how much of a, you know, big YouTube channel is, you're always going to get shit off people. It's just part of being on YouTube. But I never kind of expected to sort of get the amount of disagreements that I did, and people saying, oh, you can't say this and you can't say that. I mean, trolls, I suppose I'm going down the troll line here, and that's nothing to do with what I'm talking about, so I'll just stop that. But yeah, I suppose with regard to when people had a go at me a few weeks ago, I don't think it was genuine. I think what it is, people were waiting for an opportunity to have a go at me. Ever since I disagreed with the Lorna Ramona thing, and they thought, oh, we've got him now. And then they got bored because they realised I don't give a fuck. And they realised nobody else gives a fuck. It's like, you know, like I said, within YouTube terms, I'm a fucking nobody. No one cares. Get a fucking life, you losers. Anyway, I do apologise for that mass rant. I will upload. I'm going on a slight break again soon, so I will update. I'll do the next Mr. R. Do you know what? I think they've been going quite well then. I must admit, I've enjoyed making them, and I think it's probably some of the best videos with regard to insight on a particular interview that I've ever done. I think it's up there with the Dustin McFetridge ones, because them were the first sort of videos I ever did a couple of years ago. And the feedback I got from them was like really, really positive. And these are going down the same way. And I think I'm starting to like understand people's techniques in interviews, and people sort of spotting people's lie and things like that. But it, you know, the language people use, I think I'm getting pretty good at it now. So I'm enjoying doing it. So I may even, I'll try and get the next one done. I think I can mention his name, Mr. Rutherford. I'll get the next one done as soon as I can. And for all the people that are still there watching my videos, I do appreciate it. Like I've said before, I'm probably on borrowed time, guys. It's not going to last much longer. There's people getting the YouTube channels and videos deleted all the time now. YouTube's a fucking nightmare at the minute. Talking about SJWs, it's thorough. I mean, they're defending the honours of fucking child molesters. What more can you say? It's fucking ludicrous. I don't think my other channel was deleted for that reason, but this one is going to go soon, I would imagine. So it's just to let you know, if it does, I'm not going to make another one. It was too much pissing around to get this one back up, but I thought I'd give it a go. But I'm not, when this goes down, I'm not doing another one. I'll still do the streams. I'll participate in the streams on Adam's other channel, but I won't be remaking this one. So if anybody, I know there's MP3s floating around that people have made of some of my old videos. I might stick some of them up on Google Drive or something like that, but we'll see. I certainly won't be making another one. But anyway, thank you very much for humouring me on my massive rant. Some of which made sense and some of which didn't. So I do appreciate it, and I will speak to you soon.